Hey, everybody. Can you see me? Yes, I am coming to you from my car. Fortunately, it's been unpacked from my trip, so I can get in the back seat. Um, yeah, so just to bring you up to date, I still don't have internet. I don't have even a lead on that. I haven't heard from Stephen at Nature's Always Right yet. I'm hoping I hear from him and he'll say, hey, why don't I come up and bring you one of those gizmos and climb on top of your house and install that. But that hasn't happened yet. I'm not giving up hope, Stephen. In the meantime, I don't know. I really haven't had time to focus on it. I just wanted to welcome everybody. Good morning. I may not be able to say hi to everybody. Let's see. We have 24 people. While people are still signing on because YouTube, let's see. Yeah, YouTube has just announced my live stream. So let's see if I can get this a little bit farther back. There we go. And then I can get a little bit more light. So in case you're wondering why I haven't, Doug and Trudy, we opened just 4 boxes, maybe 5 things happened. Well, here's you can see some things have been scratched out and there's still a lot more to do. There's plumber is hopefully finally coming, fingers crossed, tomorrow. He's got to replace some outdoor faucets. He's got to install my washer and dryer, which are still sitting in the dining room. And a few more things need to be tweaked and fixed. And I haven't gotten my smoke detectors and carbon detectors, alarms, I mean. They're sitting in a box on my cabinet and that never got installed. Yesterday was a big day. I had 2 guys taking out all that ducting under the house. Well, that involved a lot of coming inside and out of the house. And since there was no pre-made box for the return in the closet, they had to create one out of metal to get that old dusty thing out of ductboard out of that closet. And so it didn't fit exactly, so they used epoxy around it. And how long does that stuff stink anyway? That's going to be where I'm sleeping. So it smells horrible right now. And I don't know how long that's going to be off-gassing. I would have said, if I had known that or been familiar with epoxy, that it stinks, I would have just said, leave the cracks. I'll figure something out. But I didn't, and now I've got to deal with that. Let's see. So that was yesterday, and they were there all day, in and out. And the dryer vent, the dryer vent was a PVC pipe. Actually, I filmed this, and I'll put it in a video. So where they took the flex tube off when they took their machines, okay, so it's a 4-inch pipe. There was not even 2 inches of clearance for air to go down that. And it was, first of all, it's PVC. There's no code out there in the country, so you can get away with that, but it should be metal, obviously. It's a fire hazard to vent your dryer in plastic, in case you didn't know. And you better check yours in case you have never been under the house. You might want to go check that. Anyways, supposedly it all got done. I did not go under the house. However, I am going to do that for a video. One time only. One time. But, you know, and I'm not complaining, because I guess this is, you know, I think this is a great company, very responsive, responsible. But whenever I had a workman coming to my house, whether it be a termite person or a heating person, never had air conditioning, heating person, or whatever, for plumbing, whatever under the house, they always had a pair of coveralls, which they put over their clothing and took them off and came into the house. Well, so he didn't have that on. And every time he came in, he was more and more coated with whatever was under there. And I just thought, oh, great, this is all. And I have all the unpacking to do and cleaning and all of that. And I don't have Denora. I know that sounds like a first world problem. I heard that phrase on from Jen at Roots and Refuge. Yes, that's a first world problem. I did have a housekeeper she started out as a nanny when my sons were young. And then she's like family, Denora. So I just kept her on as a housekeeper because she was a good housekeeper. And one day a week, and oh boy, I wish I could just sort of teleport her out there, like in Star Trek, or Bewitched or something, wiggle my nose and she could be out there. But that's probably not going to happen. Okay, so that's why I haven't gotten the packing done. But yesterday I had this huge urge to plant something. Okay, so the only thing that I've got that I could plant is the garlic that I bought the other day, which I said I was going to plant. And so I went to Home Depot and it was frigid. I got so cold just walking from my car to the door. I parked for that. And I just wanted to give a shout out to people who, that reminds me. Can you hear me, Daryl? I wasn't saying anything. It looks like you can hear me. I've got a microphone. Yes, you can hear me. I'm on. Yes, yes. Okay, can you see me? Can you see me? All is well. Okay, thank you. I'm very sorry about that. I hope to resolve the internet problem this week. My son is coming on Friday, and he says he has to watch the Green Bay game on night, and I'm thinking, no bars that you can go and sit for 3 hours. McDonald's has free internet, and that's where I uploaded my last video from the parking lot of McDonald's. I am resourceful, if nothing else. Okay, there's so much that I want to talk about, but I'm afraid that we're going to... okay, you can hear me. So I wanted to say, I was talking about comments and thanking people for their comments. And I heard from a wonderful woman this morning who is the wife of the former youth minister and pastor in our community back in the Palisades. They moved to Nashville before I did, a year before I did, and I was so looking forward when I came here to communing with them. They're both really, really super people, and but I had never heard from her or anything, and she wrote me and said that she's been watching my videos and that she's been really inspired. She's a tad younger than me, and I think that she's feeling, because they had to leave here and go to Denver. And so I didn't even get to see them. So I didn't even realize they had moved. And I think that she loved it here much more. And so I lived in Colorado. I know the beauty of Colorado. I loved it when I was there. I was very young. It was eye-opening. I learned to ski. I had great friends, and it wasn't so expensive. It hadn't turned into the celebrity playground it became. And I loved Colorado, but I wouldn't want to live there now. I'm sorry, Colorado. I just wouldn't want to do it. Good morning, Jack Blackburn from Imperial Beach. I don't know where that is. Love notes, what are you wowing about? So she wrote me, and I feel like she's going through some kind of, thing. And since I went through a major thing, I can totally relate. And I started to think this morning that, kind of like I was thinking before, is I might turn my place into a retreat. And many people have said, well, why did you wind up there? Oh my gosh, it's all rock. Didn't you know? Didn't you have an inspection? Didn't, whatever. And um, I bought my property I put a contract on my property sight unseen. After searching for 8 months and having 2 houses under contract that I pulled out, and after searching online on numerous websites for months on a daily basis. The morning, and I think this was, a message from God. I think this has all been God-led. And that morning, I had been looking morning and night, and that morning was Saturday. I said, I've got to edit a video. I cannot sit down and start looking at listings. Can't do it. And I walked in the office and I looked over at my laptop and I said, let me just quickly check. And I opened it, and that house had just been listed. Managed to get, it had just been listed the night before. This was the first day of showings. Managed to get Daryl and Denise and my realtor and her husband there at 4:00 that day, or 5:00, the next to the last showing. And there were 2 offers before 6 p.m., one of which was mine. And I'll tell you, and I don't know anyone anywhere near around me. I wanted to be closer to Daryl and Denise. I couldn't find the kind of property that I wanted. You're right, Love Notes. They don't even look at the yard. He didn't even look at the pole barn, or what we're now calling the shop. Didn't even glance at it. So anyway, minimal. I don't know what I expected, but I was hoping for something 18 inches deep and long, and oh, phooey. Okay. Oh dear. Back. Let me just say, while you could have a place where people can come. One guest, organic, just talking about his internet. So that's some of the things I was thinking. As let's just in the front.